Hi, Papa Yeager here with this day in history. February 4th, 1861, Southern states meet in Montgomery, Alabama to form the Confederate States of America. The states that met were Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, South Carolina, Georgia, and Louisiana. And then 5 days later, they selected Jefferson Davis to be the president. This idea of secession had been brewing for a while. The South feared that eventually free states would eventually outnumber slave states, and that would allow Congress to abolish slavery. With the election of Lincoln, this fear became too much for the South. They were done. They wanted to leave before they lost the right to own slaves. It was South Carolina that set things in motion first. Shortly after Lincoln won, the lawmakers in South Carolina met. They passed the Ordinance of Secession, which dissolved their ties to the Union. Other states followed. They met in February. They formed the Confederate States. And then in March, shortly after Lincoln's inauguration, Texas joined them. And then in April, you had Fort Sumter, which officially ushered in the Civil War. At that point, it was North Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, and one other that I'm totally forgetting that seceded as well. At that point, the Confederacy was set and the Civil War was happening. The nation was fractured. That was this day in history, February 4th, 1861. It's hard to think, it's sad to think that the country now is almost as divided as it was at the time of the Civil War. There are still differences. And sadly, we're still arguing over who is human and who is not. Who should be given rights and who should not be given rights? Why in 2025 is this still an issue? Why do people think it's okay for the new government to take office and all of a sudden start taking away the rights and equality that we have worked so hard to achieve in this country? The last time things were this divided, we fought a war over it. Hopefully it won't come to that. But it is sad to see that there are still people that think that certain people aren't as worthy as others just because of their race or religion or ethnicity or sexual orientation. It is very disturbing that we still just can't reach a point of equality.